Hello, this is SMIED platform, and of course, it is a school management system. I'll be showing you everything you need to know about SMIED. And there are there are three now, there are about um, four major users of this platform, and that is the head teacher, which you can refer to as the admin. We have the teachers, we have parents, and we have students. Now, here is how it goes. A teacher or the admin can see their activities, that teachers actually, submitting. For instance, when teacher marks attendance in class, all teachers, the admin or the head teacher can see from the same platform on his or own dashboard who was in school that day or who was not in school and every other information. Teachers can also submit lesson notes from the same platform. Yes, can submit lesson notes. And when lesson note is being submitted to the head teacher or the admin, of course, the admin can also respond, oh, same, correct, you know, give comment or whatsoever, simply to mark the lesson note. And also, there are many more. We're going to be diving into that very soon. And for parents, part of what parents can see, of course, parents will definitely know from his or her dashboard if his child is in school, was actually present that day or not. And of course, parents can also know, you know, can see their child's report at the end of the term and can decide to either download as PDF or just view it there. And for students, yes, students, irrespective of class, be it basic 1 to basic 12, of course, their CBTs, practice questions they can practice. Of course, simply CBT practice, computer-based practice. I'm surprised some schools, of course, some schools in Nigeria, or let me say most schools in Nigeria presently are still using paper, they are still writing paper. However, in the nearest years, very soon, that would completely be eradicated. So there is CBT for students, be it lower primary, secondary, or whatever. See, don't worry, we dive into all this very soon. So let's start with the teachers. Okay, now teachers are to be created based on this platform. Teachers are to be created by the admin. So it will be good that we start with the admin, right? So I'll be starting afresh with new record, new record afresh. And of course, we're going to be creating one teacher, one admin, one teacher, one parent, simply to see how everything flow. Okay. All right. So let me start with. So I'm not going to log in with existing accounts. Yes, but I need to show you how everything works. So let's start with this free trial. Yeah, this is my free trial. These are other plans. Okay. Let's start with this free trial. So I'm going to be creating my email address. Um, let's on to use new email address. Okay. Uh, okay, so I'll be using the new email address. Alright, so I'm using this. Now school name, let me say the school name is SMIED Academy, and the school code. Now school code is that's your own school code to get it. Now it's not an ID. Okay, just your own identity code. Okay, so I can say um 001. The admin first. So the admin here is the head teacher because he or she is meant to be the one to create teachers, but that's where it starts from. So I would the admin's first name here. Let me just put the name and the last name, let's say Eniola. Okay, and your password here, let's say um, okay. All right, then click on start trial. That's for those who are trial method. So let's click again. All right, now you're seeing that school code already exists. So that means that I've used that name before. However, it has created it for me. So I'm going to save this. If you're using Chrome, it's good that you do that. I always advise that you save it. Okay. And of course, on this trial method, you only have 7 days. Okay, and as you can see, it's already counting down. At the end of the 7 days, you can upgrade, or even while it's on, if you okay, you can go ahead, you can upgrade it and subscription. So you can see you have 0 students, no students, okay, no teacher, see, no classes, like that. So you need to start creating. So this is the admin. So the admin, now let's the admin do some setup. So let's go to profile. As you can see, this is the admin's name, okay, to Geniola. So let the admin probably create a DP. So let me use a picture here. So let me use this picture. Okay, then click on upload. All right, you see that's the admin's picture there. So you can also do a few things. You can change, your password and like you can change your password. All right, so that will be that for that. So let's go back to um, admin dashboard. As you can see, this is a username and it's very important. Okay, take note of your username. So let me go back to that profile, because the password you used while you were registering and this username that is automatically created for you, be, they are very important. So just find it. You know you want to remember, just write it somewhere. Okay. In my own case, I would like to probably put it here. Say so. Let me save it. Um, I want to save it somewhere. Okay, let me just copy it. I think I even I saved the login details. So let me just copy that. All right, so let's go back to the dashboard. So in the admin dashboard, let's go and create teachers and at least a teacher and a class. Okay? Admin is also meant to create a class, even though teacher also will give this class a name. Okay, but we get to that place very soon. So let's create um, teacher. The first thing I would like us to do is let's create a class. So click on manage class. Okay, add class. Okay, now we need to assign a teacher here, so that means we may not be able to go ahead with this until we create the teacher first. Let's go back and create a teacher. So let's create a teacher. So manage teacher, you can use this, okay, this message. So this manage teacher. So let's register a teacher, and the first name, let me just use something, let's say Daniel Oladotson. Okay, Daniel Eze. Okay, email, yes, teacher's email, you can put the teacher's email there. Okay, that's optional, but it's always good to do that should in case the teacher has an issue, probably setting the email or something, I mean resetting password rather. Though there are other options in resetting password, admin also has the power to reset the teacher's password. So let's put an email here and let's click on register teacher. All right, so Now, as you can see, we have teacher already exists with that email. That's why I decided to use everything I knew the other time because I don't want to repeat things. So let's leave the email for now. So let's put name again. Is So let's leave the email for now. I don't have any other new email I can use, but let's just put something that daniel.az at gmail.com. All right. So I'm going to click on register teacher. So now I haven't registered teacher. It's still loading. Of course, your network will determine how fast that will be. Okay, so as you can see, we have teacher's username and password. So I just copied that now. Okay, so I just copied that. I would really like so this information are part of what should be sent to the teacher's email. That's why it's very important to use correct email or a valid email rather, because teachers are meant to receive this information, you know. So very, very important. So I think I will still have to open my notepad so that I can paste those information there. So I need to paste this information so that this demo explanation is for so this information here are for teachers, the username and password. Okay, so this is teacher. Like I said, that's why it's good that you put a valid teacher's email, but teachers should receive email containing this. All right. So we have a teacher already. Like I said, the admin has the power to what to set teacher's email, teacher's password and all that. So that's that about teacher. So now the next thing you can go ahead, the admin can go ahead to create class. The admin will be the one to assign class to a teacher. Okay, so let's create um, the class. So manage classes. So the one we just used was manage teachers, where we created a teacher and now want to create a class. So manage classes. So let's add a class. I'm going to be adding, let's say, uh, basic class name. Now, class name here, I would suggest you use same basic, like say basic 4. Okay. Yes, from here we have basic 1 to 12, like you understand. So if your class is for use basic 4. Now the class name here, like some people will say okay, their class is basic 4A or basic 4 Ruby, basic 4 Gold, basic 4B, and all that. So that's what this class name is meant to be. So I will just say basic 4A for instance. Okay. So now you now have a teacher. So we are assigning this teacher to basic 4. And of course, when you look at the education system, that's where it's meant to be. Okay, teacher is not the one to choose the class you want to teach. Okay, the admin assign the class. So that's that about the class. So next thing is create class. Alright. Now one more thing before we leave this dashboard is to check more, some more information so that we can just copy them. I want to copy this username for this demo purpose. Okay, so this information here is for the teacher. So just created for the admin now, and the admin username is this. And for the password, for the password I used don't worry, this is a demo thing. There's nothing you can do about that actually. Yeah, the admin is also the same. The password rather is the same name. That's what I use. So we can log out of this. Now teacher, like I said, must have received a mail. Okay, so teacher now should log into the dashboard. So let's use the teacher's information now. So this is the teacher's username. So this is the teacher's username. So I'm entering that here. And then the teacher's password. Now this password looks somehow random, like random characters. Yes, the teacher can actually, reset that or change that in his or own dashboard. So now let's log into teacher's dashboard. So teacher logging into his or own dashboard for his own part of the job. Okay, look at that. See, welcome back, Daniel. So let's save this. All right, so welcome back, Daniel. And as you can see, it's up here. Daniel is it. Now Daniel has no picture. This teacher Daniel has no picture. So I mean, she okay, of course Daniel. So that should be a male. So you can go to his dashboard and actually upload his profile picture. Let's see if it looks like Daniel in my pictures. Okay, see this guy. Uh, okay, let's see. Let's use this funny guy. I don't know what he's trying to say. Why don't okay. All right, so now we have chosen it. So the next is to click on upload picture. So you should have that. Okay, saying that the picture is too large, right? So what I'm going to do is this. So I can do two things. I can go and reduce that picture. So let's go and choose the picture. I don't want to start setting. Let me go and reduce this picture. So I'll just say, of course, this is not meant for everybody. You should have your normal picture, but in my own case, let me just you see it's extremely so it's really large. And of course I have maximum size for pictures, very important that we manage this so that pictures alone will not occupy the database. So let's reduce it to let's say so let's say okay, and let me even crop it, but you want the face what you're trying to figure. All right, so into okay, so we we have this picture. So here's it going to okay, so up here. So I'm going to choose this picture again. So should be fine with it. So I'll click on upload. So when you choose a small size picture, you should have you should see that so we have Mr. Daniel's picture there. And of course, like I said, you can reset password, change password, reset password. That. So let's change this to current password uh, that's we saved it, right? So let's change the password to Daniel. See? All right, so let's change it. So password has been changed. So let's update the password. All these are actually not compulsory, okay? They are just normal things that some find fun. So let's go back to the dashboard and let's see what teachers can do. So the first assignment of the teacher here, number one, is to give his class a name, which we have done, right? Basic 4A. All right. So the next thing is to manage the students. Okay. Now the reason the teachers here is want to manage the students is his class. Okay, he knows students even much more. Students or pupils more. Okay, he has a direct, relationship with the students. Okay, so can actually manage students. That's to create the student in his class. He knows them, so to register them simply. That's what he's talking about. So add your first student. So let's just add one student because of for this demo. So let's add let's say Damilola Michael. Okay. So the class, of course, that's his class. Now date of birth. Let's choose the date. Sorry, I'm going to choose a random date. So let's choose a random date. Uh, sorry. Okay. Let's choose. I don't know. Choosing a random date. So now parent email is optional. You can put it. You may not, but it's good that you actually have that. Okay. So what's next? I think that's all about students. So let's click on add student. All right, so student has been created. So this is student ID, and of course, it's still the same student ID. So now this student ID is very important in creating the parent, because when we create the parent, we need to assign that parent to this. We need to assign this ID to the parent. Okay, so I'm going to copy the student ID, and of course, let's go ahead creating the parent. So let's go back to the dashboard. So teacher go back to the dashboard. Okay, so teacher goes back to the dashboard, and of course, register a parent. Okay, so parent's name. What's that um, student name again? Um, let me confirm so that we can surname and all that. So Damilola Michael. So let's say the surname is Damilola, right? So let's continue. So let's have let's say Damilola um, Robert. Robert. Okay, so parent email. Like I said, it's important to use valid email. Okay, it's important, but it's not compulsory. It's important. Damilola Robert. Okay, now the student ID, I've copied it, so let me just paste it there. And the next is to go ahead to register. So when we register this parent, we're going to be having username and ID also for the parent. So when I register this parent, okay, sorry, the email is not complete. Damilola Robert at gmail.com. So parent also will be having email and password. Sorry, username and password. And if you use a valid email, the parent should receive an email, of course, having the same details. If you use a valid email, parents should receive an email containing login details. Okay. All right. But now that we are not having a valid email, we should be ready to copy username and password of the parent. Okay, so let's copy the username and password of this parent. All right, so now that we have created parents, so we have teachers login, we have admin login, we have parent login also. So now that we have created this, so now let's look at some activities that teachers can actually do, from visual dashboard. Let me say from teachers dashboard, what are the activities? What are the things that a teacher can do? Number one, a teacher can mark attendance. Now let's go to, of course, this is the dashboard. Teacher can mark what? Attendance. Now, when a teacher goes to attendance, now the teacher can mark attendance. For instance, let's just click on mark attendance. Take it to another page. When you choose the date, let's say, of course, today's date is this. Choose the class. Of course, that's your class. So by the time you do that, it's going to populate all the names of your students or pupils in the class. Then the next is you just have to select is present, the next person absent. You understand? Now, if one is present, that's fine. If the person is absent, you understand? Maybe there's a reason for that. Maybe you know a reason for that. The reason you need to add this note, if you have it, is when you submit this attendance, the admin or the head teacher will be seeing. And of course, the admin or the head teacher may want to know, oh, why is this person absent? And if you have a reason, you add it. Okay, if you don't have a reason, that's why it is optional. Okay, and sometimes while the attendance is going on, while the teacher is marking register, marking attendance, a student or pupil may probably come late and I want to add note for that too. Okay, so you can always do that here. So here let's just add present. And of course, when you do that for all the students and pupils, then you can go ahead to save attendance. Okay, so that a teacher can do dashboard. So our dashboard. See, present today, 1 present today. Nobody's absent, nobody's late. Okay, because we only have one student. Now let's see other things. So let's go back to that and see other things teachers can do. All right, now another thing teacher can do is the teacher can also submit assignment record. Some schools do that, submit assignment record, like assignment register, like list of assignments they are meant to give that week. You understand? However, before then, let's look at creating assignment, and of course, let's create an assignment. So let's create now. Create an assignment here. It's important that we add subject, which we have not created any at all. Okay. So before we do anything on assignment, let's create subject. So let's add just one subject or B2. Let's add, let's say math, English, mathematics. Of course, same class. Description of that subject and arithmetical blah blah blah. If you if you have time for that, you can actually do that. All right. So, but major thing is the class. I mean the subject and the class. So let's create the subjects. So let's create another one. Let's say English. Okay, so the subject created. So let's create another subject. Let's call it English. Of course, same class. And then create subject. All right, so we have two subjects now. Okay, so now let's go back to assignment. You see, still up here. All right, so let's create our first assignment. Let's give our student a pupil assignment. So let's say first assignment is a topic. Let's give the assignment a title, like the topic. Let's say the assignment is on fraction. Okay, now the question. Now most students or pupils may have textbook. Let's say stand math, page 17, exercise 4, something like that, number 1 to 10. And if it is the question, you can actually type the question there. Okay, all right. So thereafter, what next? Of course, that's in maths, and of course, due date is when the assignment is meant to be submitted. Now you give the assignment today, probably tomorrow it's meant to be submitted. You need to add a due date, and of course, what's the mark that you are giving to that? That homework or assignment. So let's give it maybe 10 marks, or let's say 20 marks. So it's an homework. Okay, it could be a quiz, it could be a test, it could be a project, it could be an essay or any other thing. Okay, so this one is an homework. So let's create assignment. All right, so assignment has been created. Just one assignment here. All right, so let's also create one more. Let's say for English. Okay, so let's create another assignment. Okay, so let's say this assignment is on part of speech. Parts of speech, and of course, let's say I don't know this textbook, so let me just say grammar textbook. Grammar textbook. Um, Exercise page 68, exercise 19, number 1 to 20. Okay, that's so this assignment is an English assignment. Due date, okay, maybe probably you can submit on Monday or something. Just add due date, and of course 20 marks and homework. All right, so create assignment. So we have been able to create two assignments. Now okay, so assignment has been created. Now how do you mark this assignment? Now marking this assignment simply means, okay, let's say by tomorrow on those due dates, your student or pupils done the assignment and you're able to mark them. Sometimes some students and pupils want to be somehow like, oh, I've not done my assignment or whatever. Now how do you mark this assignment? Now to mark this assignment, when you go to manage assignment, they are the same place where you give the assignment. You will see this icon. These are the list of the assignment. You gave one on fraction, that's math. You gave one on part of speech, English. Now on each of them, you see these three icons: view, assign, mark. Now this assignment, if you already set these questions, you cannot even assign it to them. That's why you have 0 students, meaning you've not given it out to any of them. So what you have to do first is you need to assign these questions. You need to give it to them. Because it's one thing to have the assignment written down, it's another thing to assign it to them. So let's say you have all your pupils here, all your students. Now in this case, you only have one. Let's say you have 20, you don't have to start checking all of them one after the other. All you just have to do is select all. So it's going to select all of them, and you click on assign selected. Okay, look at that. So that assignment has been given out. Okay, so now let's look at other assignments. So if I go back to assignments again, let's assign the other one, which is on. You see, now we now have one student. Okay, now I have one student, meaning that that assignment has been given to one student, and if it's 20 students, you will see it. Okay, so let's assign this one also, part of speech. Okay, so just select all your student or pupils, then click on assign. So we have assigned all our assignments, all our homework rather. So now how do you mark those assignments? That means whenever these assignments are being brought, for marking, like you have marked it, but you just need to take a register, okay, of total person who submitted, because assignment to student and pupils is actually a way to evaluate them and even to get better in whatever they do, of course. So, many times teachers want to be very sure they did the assignment. Because some teachers get mad with students and put do assignment because they believe that, not doing assignment probably can lead to, not getting whatever it is. So it's important to mark. So marking assignment here in this platform is just to, just take note of who submitted, who did not submit. So here, let's mark this particular assignment. So clicking on mark assignment. So here we can begin so you have all the list of your students. So by default, it is not submitted. So let's say this person submitted this assignment. Let's click on submit. Then let's give it grade. You must have given the person score. Maybe the person score, I think we gave this 10 questions, right? Let's say the person score, and the score you gave to it was 20. Let's say the person score 15. I guess 15 should be B, right, in grade. Yes, 15 should be B in grade. So if you have anything in addition, you can add it. Okay, if you notice person copied, write it. If you notice the student was being taught or being assisted, whatever, you can add feedbacks to it. So click on save. Okay, so that has been marked. That's what it means. Let's go back to assignment again. So that has been marked. So let's say this same person didn't submit part of speech. So let's mark it. Okay, so let's say this person did submit, and let's add. If you have a feedback, you can add it. Maybe for one reason, maybe it wasn't in school. Okay, not in school. Okay, let's save it. All right, so the two assignment has been marked. Okay, all right, so these are part of the things teachers can do. From here now, teacher can mark attendance, can give assignment, right? So two more things teachers can do. Let's go back to the dashboard. So another thing teachers can do on this platform is that teachers can write assignment record, like, you understand, the record of assignment, be given, you understand, can actually be written, and that's yeah, okay, that's assignment, you have done that. So, and that's homework record. Okay, there are some schools who do that, where teachers must submit to a teacher the list of homework he or she is to give the student or put that week. Meaning, okay, let's just create your first record. So for, let's say this is week 2, for instance. Okay, of course, this is your class because you are presently in your class. So let's say Monday to Friday. So say Monday, you give your let's just say stand math page, can shorten it, page 7, exercise 20, number 1 to 8. That's for Monday. Tuesday, let's say comprehension, comprehension chapter 6, number 1 to 5. Wednesday, let's say something on verbal reasoning. Okay, let's say exercise 20, or let's say exercise 12, number 1 to 10. And Thursday, let's say quantitative, okay, quantitative reasoning, exercise 10, number 1 to 10. And maybe Friday. On Friday, you want to give lots of homework. Let's say we give one on basic science, and the question, explain the solar system. Okay, then another one maybe on math. Page 8, so let's say page 10, exercise 4, number 1 to 6. Monday to Friday we give all that. So now this is a record. That's for that week. You understand? For schools who do this. So click on create record. So a teacher can. So that's the fourth thing a teacher can do. Then the last thing a teacher can do right here is that a teacher can create lesson notes. You can create a lesson note. So let's go back to dashboard. And I know lesson note is one of those that give teachers problem. That give teachers headache, not problem, headache. Okay, so let's go back to that. Manage, you create lessons. Okay, create lessons. All right, now you create lessons here. List of lessons, you see it under manage lessons. Okay, all right, so let's create lesson. So let's say topic for this, lesson notes have been created, I guess, subject by subject. Let's create a lesson. Let's say something on solar system. Sorry, just for a demo, solar system. Okay, and the solar system, that's the topic you are creating a lesson note on. Okay, and you create a lesson note for different subjects, right? So for basic science, of course, first thing is topic, you understand. Then this is subject. Let's say, oh, I didn't add basic science. Let's change this one to, let's say, part of speech, or let's say figure of speech, figures of speech. Okay, that's in English, right? For, let's say, week 3. And of course, first time academic session. Yes. Now take note, when teachers are writing lesson, you write lesson notes right here, and you can save it. Sometimes you need to take note of this status: planned, in progress, completed. Now if you are writing a lesson note, and of course you can't complete that lesson note as at when you started, make sure it's always on progress. Okay, because these are the things, each time you save it, you understand, admin or the head teacher will always see a live status on all these things, all those things that you have done, that you have saved. You understand, the head teacher is going to see everything, especially as you have saved it. So now, because we plan completing it, so I'm going to leave it on completed. Then of course, lesson plan. Now there is an inbuilt AI assistant here, which I call SMIED. Now, SMIED, that's the name of this application. I call it SMIED. So I did this my chatbot also, right? As you can see, SMIED AI assistant ready to help you. So let's say something on we need a lesson note on figure of speech. So let's say figure of speech, figure of speech, basic 4. As you can see, it's right on that page. You need to be going from one app to another. You understand? Okay. Now you encountered an error. That should be network from my end. Okay, that's network from my end. So let me just type it. Figure of speech, lesson, lesson note or lesson plan and notes, or let's say lesson plan and lesson note on figure of speech. Lesson plan and notes on figures of speech. Okay, good. So we got it. So what I'm going to do is let me just copy all this. Now we have different things here. We have um give me educational stuff. Okay, request lesson plan and notes. Okay, okay, good. So okay, all right, okay, notes. It's not giving me what I want. So let me say notes, full notes on figures of speech. Now on the lesson notes, you see lesson objective, like you understand, like the way it's meant to be. Okay. Um, lesson skip of all right. No, here is the issue with prompting. Give it the actual prompt, to actually give you what you want. Okay, and then for prompt thing of it, you can actually, I think there's a format I created. Let me just copy what I have here. Like I said, for AI to give you what you need to put exactly what you want. So let me just put something here. So I'm going to close it. So for those who are used to AI, there is a way you will give your prompt, you will ask for AI to give you exactly what you need. So I'm really not come to do that right now. We use AI. This class is not meant for, it's not an AI class. So learning objective. So let's say you know how you write your things, teachers. So this is at the end, or let's say yes, at the end of the class, pupils or students should be able to identify figures of speech. All right, lesson content. Probably lesson content is not the lesson notes. There are some who put lesson content. That's for. So then activities. What are the things? I mean, students would do. You understand? Let's see. Let me just put one. For instance, um, um, write an essay. Write an essay, or write a composition. A composition with different, or let's say using different figures of speech. Okay, so then resources, what are the things you're going to be using? Let's say instructional materials. Yes, let's say charts, chart showing figures of speech and types and examples. Okay, assignment, um, list all figures of speech, list for all figures of speech, and give examples. Don't worry, for the chatbot, I'm going to model it such that you can ask your question anyhow. Okay, anyhow you put it, it's going to give it to you. All right, so by the time you start using this app, you have gotten the update. So for lesson notes, of course, that's the main note. So for the lesson notes, so let me just copy something here. Let me see what is or what are figures of speech, or what is a figure of speech, what is a figure of speech. So you can put all those lessons. Then student attendance, how many students attended that class? I guess, of course, that's your normal attendance. So student performance, that's for those who put this. You get it now. Sorry, I get this my network thing. So that's for those who use this platform. Sorry, this method. They can include this in their own. Then challenges, next step. Those are extra information added to lesson in some places. But just have to include it also, should in case those who need it also wants to use it. So now, so that's that. So the lesson plan to date, that's today's date. The date you are meant to teach this topic, you are meant to teach it following, let's say next week. Then sometimes you probably might have type this somewhere, you understand, as PDF, as Word. You can also upload the file. So it's optional. So you can let's look for a document we can upload. Let me just look for any document. Like let me just upload. Okay, so meaning that it's optional. You can either do your typing, or your preparation like we have been doing, or you upload the file. You understand? Or you upload the file. Okay. All right. Let me check ChatGPT. Let me see. What is, give us space. What is a figure of speech? Like I said, by the time you start using the app, I will have remodeled it such that you can actually ask any question anyhow you want it. Figure of speech for basic 4. I just want us to copy something and paste there. No, that's not what I want. Explain figures of speech for pupil, for a basic 4 pupil. That's why I said it depends on how you prompt. That's what will determine result you get. Look at figure this one. So all right, let me just copy what I have here. At least still giving us something. All right. So let's go back to our app, and of course I'm going to paste this in lesson notes. So this lesson notes, so just paste your information there, so that's all. So like I said, if you have all your lesson notes, you can do your typing like that, and if you have it already typed, document already prepared, you can upload it. Okay, so once you are done, the next thing is what you create lesson notes. So lesson note has been created. Okay? So and now this is the lesson note you just created. Okay, mark this completed. Okay, so now you can view it to see how it is, how it look, or how your head teacher or your admin will see it also. So you can view it. It's just giving you, you see, it has actually splitted it. You understand? Learning objective, activities, resources, assessment. Remember we typed those. Then of course lesson. Okay, then the document you uploaded, so you can have all this typed or you upload a document which your the admin also can download. The admin or the teacher can also download. So those are the things that a teacher can do in this or our own platform. Mark attendance, write lesson notes, register students, register parents. Those are the things. Okay, so now let's go to parents now, and let's see you know what parents see. So let's log out and let's log in a parent account. So let me copy that parent information. So this is the parent's username, and uh the parent's password, which the parent must have received as mail anyway. So going to sign in. Sorry, my own network here is unstable. So let's save this parent. So this is the parent, Damilola Robert. Welcome, Damilola. One, the number of children, one. Okay, we have some parents. We have some parents who may have more than one child in a class, or sorry, generally. Um, so now the parent is saying one thing the parent is saying here is academic report and statistics. Generally, the child was given two assignments. He has done one. One is still pending. You get it now. So that's the parent can see. You get it now. And of course, the parent can see the assignment given. You understand that the child has completed, the one is here to complete details of the assignment. Okay. So, and of course, the parent can also check the children's attendance or the child's attendance. So when the parent goes to the attendance, he sees this. Okay, he sees this. See, track your children's daily attendance. So there are some parents who they want to show, especially secondary school. Sometimes they have some parents who are not so close and they want to show their children actually attend. You can see. So this for today's date. The parents can actually see all that. So on this dashboard, the parents can actually access three things: see the children's attendance, see the children's, monitor the children's homework, you understand, and also see report card. A report card, yes. Report card is created by teacher, and of course, when the reporter is being created by teacher, let me show you just one thing. So we are done with this. Let's go back to teacher. For the teacher, we have this admin. Remember, we have changed the teacher's password. We have changed the password to Daniel. Okay, so teacher can actually create report card. When a teacher is creating report card, send to the admin for approval. We can't actually do more here because we have only created. Let's see what we can do. So choose a student. So let's create this guy's report card. Of course, choose a term. It's still going to be what's it called? Um, what's it called? The term we are like first term and all that. So when a Okay, sorry, we need to probably must have done that. So, but the flow is that when a teacher creates reports, a teacher cannot send reports to parents. Okay, so a teacher sends report to the admin. As soon as the admin sees and of course approves, approves automatically send the report to the parents dashboard. So let me just talk about time. Let me just show you a sample of report that um, teacher, I mean, a parent can view from our dashboard. Um, okay, okay, yeah. The parent can actually, download, view, and download. So I actually, in my previous test account, this was one I downloaded from the parent's account. All right, you can see, say it's carrying the name of the school. It's the first time. Okay, student name, Global Francis, student ID, C class, academic year, uh, overall percent, position in class. That's position is not being. That's why we have this. Probably better name can be used. So number of students, total number of students. The reason we use position in those days, I don't know, they don't do that any longer. It's simply they use that in relationship to the number of students. But basically, we have the overall percentage and the attendance. Okay, attendance. And of course, I get at this level of technology, no parent can actually argue attendance because they can also see from their own dashboard every time. So this assessment, okay, see number of days present, number of days absent, total days, okay, see that. So this how so now in from the teacher's dashboard, teacher creates comments and recommendation if recommendation is needed. So by the time it's being sent to the admin, okay, so the admin gives this the admin gives this comment and then approve. So when it's been approved, automatically okay, and there are some times that admin want to approve. I mean, they want to give some children, I mean, because of whatever. That's why it's important that way. Teachers don't Teachers cannot submit report directly to the parent, but to the admin. It is the approval of the admin that will automatically send it to the parent dashboard. So you can see status is approved. Like that looks like more like a signature, you understand? So and of course, here is still showing the class teacher, right? And showing what's it called? The school name. So that is that about this training. So you can see this is a PDF file, and of course, so the parents can view it and at the same time can download the chat report card. And I guess this is also going to minimize expenses of papers and all that because parents can actually view it from their own end and they can print it if they want or download it and just keep it if they want. Okay, so that is that about SMIED application. So it's really a nice one. So let me show you one more thing that you can students can actually use CBT. Okay, and of course these students are students who are registered students of any class. Understand? Of any class in that school class. So let's make use of student ID. By copy, okay, this is a student ID. Just not the student that we are creating. So now if you click on this button, it takes you here, enter your student's ID. I can't enter a wrong ID. Change. If I try to do that, look at that, invalid student ID. So the student must be a registered student. So to access CBT, then you have so the CBT a student access here is given based on his class. Now this person is basic 4, so that's why you have some of this class. So definitely if this student is a basic 9, you understand, basic 10, it's going to be having a different kind of you know what's it called subject. If I click on English here, You can see time start counting down. Then of course, 5 questions, then starts answering. So this training is not meant to for how to answer CBT, but just to show you the features that you can have on SMIED application. So I hope you enjoyed short demo. If you have any question, feel let us know. And I need to announce to you that SMIED platform has many more features that will be coming up soon. Part of those features is face face attendance, face tracking attendance, meaning that for you to for a child, a student or teachers to um, mark attendance, they don't need anything to scan. You don't need to hold ID. All they need is just their face. Okay, and of course that seeing for a device seeing their face, it will scan their face and automatically mark them. So that's one of so many other features we will be adding to this platform um, in the next future. Okay, so I am very sure you're going to enjoy this a lot. Okay, so thank you and have a wonderful moment.